What's going on? How y'all doing? It's 9 a.m. and we are in the building. Like I said, we're going 9 a.m. weekdays for this entire month. And today is a topic that I get asked the most, literally the most. I'm a co-founder of this event, this business event called InvestFest. And InvestFest is the number one business event in the world. And we were able to build this event in the last 5 years to 25,000 people. Let me say that again. In the last 5 years, we were able to build this event to 25,000 people. And the number one thing that people ask me is, how were you able to get 25,000 people inside your event without spending money on ads? And in this video, I'm gonna break it down. Let's go. I'm glad you guys are here with me, man. This is truly amazing. I love it. I love the energy. You see those numbers is rising. Those numbers is rising. Stick with me. Stick with me. I'm telling you, I'm on to something. Now, listen, I'm doing this blueprint right in front of you guys. So you need to just really, really get your pens, your notepads, your pens, and write all this stuff down, especially what I've been putting in these videos, right? Like the amount of information that I have given in the last 10 days, 9 days, could literally drastically change your business 100%. Like you could take any video that I've posted and take it and apply the framework to your business and it'll change your business. Not let alone like get into the business engine and you get even a deeper dive and it'll tremendously like just drastically like just amplify your business to the next level. So please, if you're gonna watch this video, take notes and apply, execute. Let's make your year the year of execution. You watch videos online, you going to events, you're meeting people, but you're not executing on any of these things. Let's make this year your year of execution. This is my year of refinement. I said last year was the year of intention. This year is my year of refinement. And I'm gonna refine everything I'm doing in terms of speaking, in terms of presenting, in terms of working, in terms of being a husband, in terms of being a father. Everything is refinement. So I'm refining everything in my life. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into this event blueprint, and I'm gonna take you on a journey from when we started to where we are today, and how did we get here, right? And it's not difficult. Does it take some work and time? A team of people? Yes. You know, we were fortunate that we didn't start this company with just one person. We started with 3 people, right? And then we used our friends and family to help us out, and we were able to build the company up to a massive amount of people to an event. So we weren't scared to partner. Partner is a major key to this, right? Partner was definitely another metric that when we partnered with Steve Harvey, that was another metric where we went from 4,000 to 12,000, like within a year. So it's really, 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 really important to understand partnership when you're doing anything. So partnership definitely, what is it? Competition, collaboration over competition. Take that, collaboration over competition. So let's get into it. Before I do it though, I want to tell you something. Go on Earn Your Leisure's page at 12 p.m. today. It will be a major announcement. 12 p.m. today on Earn Your Leisure, there will be a major announcement. All right? So let's go. The more you can touch someone, the more impact you have. Events build trust. Trust builds community. Community builds empires. That's one of my quotes. So reading that. That was one of my quotes. You know, so the more you can touch somebody, right? The more impact you have. Events build trust. Trust builds community. Community builds empires, right? Community is the most important thing about building events. EYL University, shout out to everyone in EYL University. Without EYL University, there's no invest fest or the level of success. There's no level of success to EY University. Shout out to Magda, our COO of EY University. She's killing it in there. You know, everybody else that's working in EY University, we're doing amazing. I love it. If you haven't or heard about EY University, you need to go check it out. EYUniversity.com. Mad game. Troy gives a class once a month, option class. You just take one of those plays and make thousands of dollars a month. So that's on you, you know. So the information is here. Execution's on you, as he would say. So let's get into it. This is a 7-phase journey, right? It's a 7-phase journey, right? The first phase is building your foundation, right? And the foundation is building it on content. Content is key. Media is the new money, right? That's the first phase. Phase number 2 is use the data from your fans, right? On all your platforms, you got to use the data. That's going to be phase 2. We're going to break all these down. I'm just going to show you, give you a guide to what to look for. Phase 3, the free event model. That was how we got the raw data. That was when we got to meet people. That was where we built the trust. That was really important, a part of our journey, right? Phase 4, how to make money from these free events. See, a lot of people don't know that you can actually make money from a free event, you know? And I found this out during my promotional days when I was in the club taking pictures. So, you know, you use these experience does matter, right? Because imagine if I didn't have the experience from working in the clubs doing photography, I wouldn't have knew that you can actually get paid for bringing people to your club. Most people think you only get paid from the door, but I'm gonna break it down. Phase 5, how to engineer for maximum impact. How do you engineer an event so you have the most impact possible? I'm gonna break it all down. Like I said, make sure you have your pens and pads, your pads and pens and pens and pads, whatever. And then how do you transition to paid events? How do you ask someone for money after giving a free event? We're gonna break that down. And number 7, how do you stack the revenue streams? How do you make multiple revenue streams from an event? All right. If y'all with me, put events in the chat. If y'all ready to get busy, put events in the chat. Put events in the chat if you're ready to get with me, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a doozy. Let's go. Collaboration over competition. Yes, let's go. All right, now I got the comments, so I can see y'all now. I wasn't on it, you know, before. I didn't really notice that people were commenting. I was just in my bag, so now I'm relaxed. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I'm ready to get it in. You know, the foundation is built on content, right? Events. Let's go. Let me get my so the foundation. Let's talk about the foundation. What type of content do you need to put? So we talked about this yesterday, and I'm trying to continue, you know, from class to class to build everything up so it all makes sense. So what type of content should you be making? If y'all know from last class, right? You know, if you want to get more views, what do you got to do? You got to make entertainment content, right? If you want to get the exposure, you want to reach more people, you got to make entertainment content, right? So you can't just be up here saying, this is to do this, this is to do that, this is to do that, and you bring this over here. That ain't gonna work for you, buddy. It ain't gonna work because it just gets stale. It gets bored. You gotta do some entertainment. You know, you gotta provide some type of humor, some type of laughter. You just got, you know, there's so many ways to do it. You know, like now that I'm in my content creator space, everything that happens, like it was something real funny that happened in my gym a couple of days ago. And I'm like, that's a dope skit. So like your mindset starts to change, you know, when you start making content. So just be aware of that, right? As you start making content, everything is going to start to make sense. You're going to start to put pieces and pieces together. And you're going to start to realize that, oh, that could be content. That could be content. And then when you get these ideas, you word vomit it. And if you haven't watch Word Vomit, go watch Word Vomit to know what it is. I'm not going to explain it. But you word vomit these ideas because you're going to start to get more ideas because you're thinking like a creator. You're not thinking like a consumer. So educational content is going to be the next one, right? That's where you're going to, become the authority. You want to make educational content so people can trust you. People can know that you are someone that they can come to for the advice they're looking for, right? And then you want to inspire people, build that transformation. Let people know that you can transform them, right? Like when we were when we first started, it was real estate. And we did the entertainment content. Rashad's good at the entertainment content. He can entertain. He can entertain you doing all types of things. We educated with MG the mortgage guy. He was given all the knowledge for real estate, and then we was inspiring people to get a multifamily. 4-3-2-1 was the method we started with, right? Get a four family home, then a 3-family home, then a 2-family home, and that'll pay for your 1-family home, which is for your family, and you're living for free. So it was inspiring people to get in real estate. So that was the message, right? And while we had that message going, it allowed us to build an audience off of our content. So the foundation is content. Now, key insights, write this down. Quality over quantity. We talked about this before. Quality over quantity. You don't just want to just post every single day just because you want to post every day. I have a quote here. Consistent doesn't mean daily. It means reliable, right? So when someone comes to you, they want to rely on what you're going to say is good information, is entertaining, and is going to, inspire me to do what I need to do, right? Don't just post just to post. That is not the way to go about it. Post quality. All right, we got that. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. We got a few sides here. Phase 2. When I work with creators, right? There's a lot of creators I work with, and what bugs me out is that they don't look at their analytics. If you have Instagram right now, you've not looked at your analytics. If you got Facebook, you haven't looked at your analytics. You need to look at your analytics from every single platform you have. And, thank God that they give us analytics. So whatever they give us, take advantage and look at your analytics. These are the things to look for, right? Which platform? Is it Instagram your number one platform? Is TikTok your number one platform? Which platform is the number one platform? Second thing is, where are they located? Are they located in New York? Are they located in Atlanta? Are they located in LA? Pull that data. See where your top 5 locations are, right? Top 5. We did like top 7, but do top 5. Whatever, right? And where is your audience most engaged, right? Like if New York is my most engaged city, then that's where I want to go, right? If LA's the city that is my number one city where I get the most people from, but New York is the most engaged city, that is important to know. Because if more people are engaging from New York, I might want to go over here. Even though it's number 2 city on my map, on analytics, I might want to go here because number 1, LA, they got more people maybe, right? And they just, viewing my content, but they're not engaging in my content. So focus on that too, right? Check this out. Brooklyn was our number one location, right? Brooklyn, the number 1 city, right? It wasn't our first event though. Our first event was LA. Why? Because we were in LA and we're like, let's just do an event. We're out in LA. LA was like number 2 or number 3 at the time. And I'm like, let's just do an event in LA, right? So we got 3 days to prepare. I think we decided on Friday and we did the event on Monday. We ended up getting like 500 RSVPs, and the event was outside of LA. It was like 30 minutes outside of LA, and we were able to create a memorable experience in LA, connect with people. People got to speak to us. It built trust, it built connection, it built all these things in this LA event, which was an amazing event. We did it free. We was able to make a couple of dollars from it. That was the time when I was a photographer. I was doing the videos. I was doing the photographer. We was all in it. Like that was the journey when we were all in it, all feet and hands in. We was all in. But it ended up being a great success. We had people traveling hours away to come to this event in LA. Now, event number two was Brooklyn, but what I'm saying is just, we looked at our analytics, we've seen a lot of engagement in LA, and we had the resources. We posted online like, yo, anybody know a spot in LA that we can host in our event? A few people hit us up. A gentleman hit us up that had his own restaurant, lounge type of thing, and we made it happen, right? Use your resources also. Don't be afraid to post online asking your audience for help. People love helping people. All right. Phase number 3, launch free events and build trust and collect data. You want to be a data company. You don't even want to be a media company. You want to be a data company. People don't realize that Tesla is a data company. Everybody thinks it's a technology company. It's a data company. So you want to collect as much as data as possible, right? So how is that going to be possible? Building these free events, right? The free events, you're able to get the name, number, email, location. You're testing the cities that work or don't work. This is how these free events, this is what we did. We went around the whole entire country doing free events and seeing which cities really rock with us. I would have never known Chicago rock with us the way Chicago rock with us if we didn't do a free event there. And we're selling merch. That's another way to add to these events, these free events. We're selling merch, we're doing things. So we're going all around the country doing these events, collecting all the data. Like, there are people that we connected with, like Ken, right? Ken, for instance, Ken to Connect. We connected with him. I don't think it was Detroit. He came to one of our events. He flew to one of our events, the first event. I think it was Philly or something like that, or Washington, D.C. I think the first time we met him. But he's been rocking with us ever since to this day. So it's like, so a lot of the people we met on that free tour, right, we are connected with today, to this day. So it's like, you never know what you never know, right? And if you connect with these people and in person, it's a different level of like trust that you're gonna always have. So those free events were the true foundation of InvestFest. The true foundation, right? What is it? If 1,000, this is important. This is very important. Write this down. If 1,000 people register for your free event, just know 20% are going to come, right? And that's from the data that we collected. Now, it might be 30%. It might be like Toronto, I think, had the most. Like Toronto had, like, they were like 50, 60% showed up. Like, it was crazy. Well, London actually had the most, actually. London, I think we had like, I don't want to say the number, but we had a huge amount of RSVPs and a huge amount of people came. So we wasn't expecting that. So I think they were like 100%, but that's not normal. So that's not normal. But I guess because we're not from the country, so take this into consideration. Because we're not from the country, and if you go into a new country and you have movement there, you have momentum there, just know that everybody's going to come because this is their only chance. You know what I'm saying? They don't know if you're ever coming back. So just know that percentage may go up a little higher. But I'm saying this to say, you might have a venue that holds 100 people, and then you're doing a free event, and you only have 100 RSVPs, right? And you you stopped in, right? You stop letting your RSVPs come in. You like close the list at 100 because there's only 100 people who fit. You're going to have an event with like 10, 20 people. So I don't want that to happen to you. So that's very important to know. Oh, wait, this last thing. Now, like, we didn't have this at the time, but now we have AI agents. There are AI agents, which hopefully Denise can break down at some point in the business engine. Denise, if you're watching, please. There are AI agents that can actually call your list and follow up with everyone and confirm that they're coming. That is going to be a great way to get that show up rate up. So don't sleep on that, And then text messages and things like that. Text messages help too. The free event execution playbook, promotion and tickets, right? 3 to 5 days, right? I say 3 to 5 days to like promote it really hard on all your outlets because you don't want people coming from other towns. You want to connect with the people that is in that town, because you're building your audience in each location, and you're doing a tour. You can tell them that you're doing a tour, but you want to a small window just to get. This is going to tell who's your real audience. So 3 to 5 days of promotion. Ticketing platform. A lot of people like Eventbrite. Now, see, there's a lot. There's like Post to something. There's Posh. There's a lot of different and I actually like these other events. Like if I was doing a free event now, I don't want to say the name, but I think it is like called like Posh VIP or something like Posh, which has a really amazing platform. And I think there's a black dude that owns one of these sites that's really, really dope. It's really, really dope. And I would Universe was my favorite at the time. Universe, right? Especially for free events, I liked Universe, and it allowed us to connect with all the past party goers or event goers when we started, kept going in events. So InvestFest came. We had InvestFest on Universe at first, and it went crazy. So, but as far as this, look into it's two. If y'all in the comments, put it in the comments which one y'all was with. So, and domain strategy. A lot of people post this Eventbrite or universe.com/. No. I am going to be speaking live on January 27th. I think January 27th is my date to speak. It's January 26th to 28th, I think, but I'm on to speak in January 27th. I'm speaking in Atlanta at Create 26, right? His domain is grow stack something. I am doing exactly what I'm teaching you today. I'm doing it for myself. My domain is create with MJM, Michael J. McDonald. Create with MJM.com. That's going to go to the link, right? That's going to go to my personal link where you get your discount from me. You get 50% off. Type in promo code Mike50. Boom. You're going to remember createwithmjm.com versus growstackbuild.com/Michael. That's too much. Make the domain very simple and then you forward it to the domain it's supposed to go to. Very important. A lot of people still don't do this. I don't understand why not, but people obviously, you're clicking, but you want them to be, you want it to be, up there in their brain so they can remember it. Very important. The free event execution playbook part 2, flyer design. Listen, this is all let me show y'all something. I started the live with the thumbnail that I created. I'm gonna do this on Monday. Monday I'm doing fire your graphic designer, and that's also me because I was a graphic designer for Earn Your Leisure, right? At one point. Now we have a team, but we might have to fire our graphic designer. No disrespect to all our graphic designers that's working with us, but as well as I know, AI is changing the game. And look at this. I just created this thumbnail for this particular class. Look at this thumbnail. Look at this thumbnail. Tell me this thumbnail not fire. I created this with AI. Tell me this thumbnail not fire. This is the thumbnail for today's class. Tell me that thumbnail not fire. You don't need a graphic designer no more. So simplicity wins all the time. But the principles of a flyer for an event, have a face who's going to be there, a logo, put the city, very important, put the city in the background. The people put on for their city. They love seeing their city, put the city in the background and put the date, time, location, and let them know, don't go too crazy. Just make it simple. Simplicity wins, all right? And it attracts a broader audience. Okay, let's go to the next part. Phase 4, how to profit. So you're going to call these venues up and you're going to focus on what's their least busiest night. They're going to tell you their least busiest night. All right, that's the night you're going to work with because that's the night that they want more people to be there because they don't get business, right? So that's the first thing, right? Now, you're going to tell them you got 500, 1,000, 2,000, whatever, RSVPs, right? And they want to bring their people to your event on your least busiest night. I remember when we first started, people was like, "Nah, you ain't gonna bring nobody here." They didn't even. We got turned down a lot in the beginning. They ain't believe in us. God did. You know what I'm saying? They really didn't believe in us, but God did. So it's like we got turned down. Like people didn't believe that we could bring the people, and the reaction, even on the people that did believe in us, the reaction to their faces was like, what the heck? Because it was an audience that they've never seen before. They've seen the audience from us that were drinking and like just partying and just not. It wasn't what they expected, and we was the unexpected. So that's number one, right? Number two, negotiate profit sharing. These are a couple ways to make money. You can get a percentage of the bar and the food, and the range is between 20-25%. So if we did about $5,000, right, at an event, we'll get about $1,000 to $1,500 from that event. That's from a free event. Now that $1,500 can pay for, we usually do appetizers and stuff like that, so that'll pay for that. We do, the first 20 drinks for free. That'll pay for that. We'll do a photographer. We'll do, a photo booth. We'll just we weren't really trying to make money off the event. We were trying to make the event the most impactful event. So we would take that $1,500, just pour it back into the event. Now, some people want to take money from the event, but we wanted people to enjoy themselves. They want to have a good time. We wanted to get the most impact from this event because we had bigger plans, and our bigger plans was InvestFest. Also, don't you can also get vendors if you're bringing people. Vendors will want to pay to be into that event, right? So, say if you're doing a real estate event, right, and you have 500 people coming. If I'm in real estate and 500 people are coming for real estate, I want to connect with them. I'll pay $1,000, $2,000 because one person could pay for my whole entire investment for being at this event. So that's how you have to explain it too, right? And I spoke about this: leverage your audience. Post if you need a DJ, you need a venue. People love helping people. I said that earlier. People love helping people. Now, like I said, adding photo booths, adding like magicians, adding little things help, right? But this is the exact format we use, right? First hour was networking. People arrive, they get a drink, they're just, connected. You got to break the ice, right? The icebreakers, you know what I'm saying? And one of the icebreakers we used was the name tags, right? So if blue was real estate, red was investing into stock market, say orange was, service-based business, bunch of different industries would have, and that would be an icebreaker for people to go up to people. So it's much more easier for me to walk up to this person if he's wearing a blue name tag and I'm wearing a blue name tag. I'm in real estate and I know he's in real estate. I know we're gonna have stuff to talk about, right? It takes the scarcity, it takes the edge off, right? Already, because I know we can have a conversation because we're both in the same thing. Not only that, we can build together. So, that'll be the first part, is networking. Number two is give a little bit of education. We educated. We gave some educational advice. We gave testimonials. There's a few, build some context to that event. Give some type of context to that event. Whether it's having someone in that particular city you're in come speak that's doing really well in that city, that'll help too. And they can speak about what they're doing. That's a really good thing. So that'll be hour two. And hour three is the call to action. That's where you're gonna have the networking continue on, but you want to leave out with a call to action, something where if they're going to have, you want to build a community, right? This was EWIL University, so we wanted to get people into EWIL University. So that was our number one thing, and it was called the Real Estate Investment Group in the very, very, very beginning, right? It was called EWIL University, the Real Estate Investment Group. So that's what it was called, EWIL University, but a main focus on real estate. So we were getting people to come into our community. Why I say that's the most important thing, and I'm gonna tell you, I would build that community because that community builds everything else, right? It builds everything else. So don't be afraid to build that community now. All right, phase 6, transition to paid events. Now, our first very first event was in Brooklyn, New York, and we did a real estate event, and we could get 100 people there paying $500. We got mortgage brokers, we got real estate agents, we got developers, we had vendors, we had everything, right? And we sold tickets for $500 to 100 people. We made $50,000. The total cost of the event was $10,000. We profited $40,000. We may have did about 14 or 15 events for free. That $40,000 paid for all those events and some. And we sold out in 1 week, literally 1 week. We sold those tickets out in 1 week because we knew from that first 6 months of doing all those events, we knew exactly where our people were, what they wanted. We understood the data, and it made it so much easier to go into New York, Brooklyn, New York, and sell out an event for $500 on real estate because we knew what they wanted, and it made it so much easier. So, this is it right here. This was it. And now, this is the thing what I was talking about before. How can we make even more? Those vendors is very important. 1,000 to 5,000 you could charge at these events. You literally can charge 1,000 to 5,000. Now, we also had Chase as a sponsor. We had Zillow as a sponsor. As we started building these paid events, these, real estate events, we had Homebuyers Blueprint Tour sponsored by Chase. Now, we made that a free event. Again, don't try to be so money hungry. A lot of people are money hungry. We could have made that a paid event. It was so much information in those events. But what we did was we said, you know what? We're not going to take no money. We're going to make it a free event. We're getting paid to do the event. So we had sponsors, and that's what we did. We literally drew out hundreds and hundreds of people in all these different cities, but we had a sponsor. So this is going to come. It might not come too fast, but it's going to come. If you keep putting down a framework and the work, it's going to come. And that is going to be the 7 phases to building 20,000, 25,000 people in your event. So take a little screenshot of this. Let's just go over it. The free city tour, month 1 to 3. Month 4 to 6, paid city tour, right? Month 7 to 9, build the big event. And month 10 to 12, you launch your flagship festival. That is our blueprint to how we have InvestFest at 25,000 people. If you do this, you will have a great success. It might not be 25,000 people, but you will be successful in in-person events. And that is what I got for you today. I love you guys, and I see we made it through the week. We made it through the week. We made it through our first week, 9 a.m. We did it. We dropped a lot of gems. You know what I'm saying? We got some signups in the business session. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see y'all coming. We getting a discount, 70% discounts in the link below. Comment, use the code YouTube, get 70% off. Listen, if I'm doing this for free, you know what I'm putting in the business engine, right? You know what I'm doing in the business engine. So, listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Share it, like it, tell a friend to tell a friend. I need this thing to get to 1,000 views per video by the end of the month. That's my goal for this format. If it gets to 1,000 views per video, we on to something. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.